All right, why don't we start by telling me your name and what you do?
My name is Sandy Bitman, and I own Park Avenue CDs and Records in Orlando, Florida.
Awesome.
Sometimes.
Well, tell me about, how long you've been working there, owning there?
I started working there in college, probably in 1990, 91. Got a job part-time just watching the records, watching the CDs, and that evolved to more than part-time, and it evolved to working like 5 nights a week, and then I graduated from college and nothing to do with my life, so I was offered the manager position, so I took that, and was living the sweet life, going to all the shows for free, and I didn't have a vehicle, so I lived 2 blocks in the shop, and
nice.
And used to bike to work each day and listen to records and CDs and sell them, and then go home and go to shows, and then I got offered the store in '97, and I was late to work. The manager was late to work, and the previous owner was sitting in the back room, and lights were out, and I walked in, and he said, "I need to talk to you," and I thought, shit, I'm in trouble, And so I sat down in the chair, and my head was kind of bowed down, and he said, "Do you want to buy this place?" And I was like, "Really?" And I said, who pissed you off? Which sales rep pissed you off? And I named the sales reps, in order of annoyance. And he said, "No." And I said, "Right, what customer?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Does your wife know?" And he says, "Yes." And I said, "Right." I said, "I'm going to walk out, work my shift. If you want to talk about this tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month, next year, I'm game, but I'm going to act like it never happened. And I'm going to go back on the floor." And that was like a Tuesday, and then that Friday night he called and said, "Bring some wine over to the house on Sunday, we'll talk." And so the next thing you know, I owned a record store.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I worked literally from working a Saturday afternoon when I was in college to owning the place 7 years, 8 years later. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's cool.
It's been fun.
Well, in all the years that you've been there, working there, and now owning it, obviously the industry has changed quite a bit. Can you tell me some of the things that you've done to, to adjust to the changes?
The industry's changed quite a bit. The experience how the record store hasn't, like in terms of still talking music and talking to customers and fans, it's still like very much a vital part of why I love what I love. But in terms of the business itself, we've definitely done more events, trying to figure out how to involve the community more, in terms of not just the music community, but also other independent businesses, and working together to kind of support our clientele and support the community. We have changed our stock to being more creative with what our customers are looking for in terms of pop culture, adding books to it, adding movies to it, adding lifestyle tchotchke items kind of thing, and then also bringing bands. The biggest thing for us is doing events and in-stores, bringing bands and creating a unique experience outside the normal experience that the fans will see at the venue that night, and we've tried to always ask the band to something different.
Well, can you tell me a little more about that? Because I know obviously about the Gaslight Anthem 10-inch, the live session. Yeah,
we work at a local recording school called Full Sail, and they come out and record all our in-stores, and they bring out professional engineers as well as students, and they bring all the gear so that the bands can set up and have a really great performance and experience. And then if everything goes well, in terms of the band likes recording, the label likes recording, management likes recording, then hopefully it gets released. And our most recent one was our first vinyl release, which was Gaslight Anthem Live at Park Ave CDs on 10-inch. And
that was really successful too.
It was great. It came out Record Store Day. It's on Slide One Dummy. We did a pressing in 2000, sold out in pre-order.
It was amazing.
And we've done Jose Gonzalez Live at Park Ave CDs, Porcupine Tree Live at Park Ave CDs, Snow Patrol Live at Park Ave CDs. Done a couple added value things where they weren't pressed naturally, just for added value. Chuck Reagan Live at Park Ave.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, Charlie Lubin Live at Park Ave. Athlete Live at Park Ave. And we've got a bunch of other ones in the can. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a ton of them. Amberlin. It goes spans the gamut. So.
Sweet.
Yeah,
and a couple of our artists are going to be doing.
Yeah. We got Snodgrass and
Joey Cade
coming at the end of the month, and so it'll be the first time having those guys.
Awesome.
And we're looking for a unique experience and get something done with you guys.
Definitely. I'm excited about that too. Well, speaking about vinyl, have you noticed over the last few years an increase in vinyl sales?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which I think there's been demand and availability, and collectability, and I think the tactile feel and need and its largeness compared to a CD, I think a big thing for a lot of kids is that they rip it, they put it on a CD or their iPod or whatever device, and then the comparable for sale version is so similar to the copy that there's not a difference in their mind.
True.
So when you have the LP, you can gatefold, you can
Oh yeah,
take it out.
beautiful.
It's an experience, it's a culture, it's a feel, it's a vibe, kind of stuff.
Well, plus if the label does, bundles it with the MP3, then
then
you
you
then
get
you get the best of
both,
both
yeah.
worlds. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Do you guys sell used vinyl?
we sure do.
Cool. I'm sure that's probably a
great.
bigger part of things now too.
People
Yeah.
flipping,
Yeah.
stuff. Oh yeah. It's fun. And then you get
Yeah.
people who are like the older mindset coming in, going, they still make these things.
Yeah.
It's like yes, but then at the same time they go, well, I got somebody want to sell you. Bring them on down.
Bring them on by. Yeah, you might have good stuff.
Um,
Cool. Well, at least in my eyes, I've worked in record stores, way before I ever started my own label. I love the indie record store experience, but it seems that there's a whole generation of music fans that haven't set foot in a mom and pop retail store. I mean, can you tell, if they happen to be seeing this video, can you tell them what they're missing out on?
Oh wow. They're missing the interaction. They're missing the vibe, the ability to actually talk to somebody live about what you saw or who you saw, and the overhearing conversations. You get to have a clerk and a customer getting in an intense discussion about which which Radiohead album is the best one, kind of stuff. And all of a sudden somebody else will, customer will overhear and be like, no, I think this one is. And all of a sudden a third person's involved in the discussion, or just it's just a place to socially meet people and hang out.
Sure.
I mean, there's, plus if it's all about crushes at the record store too. It's like the cute girl, the cute guy selling you records behind the counter. You're gonna come in and buy whatever they say is there. This is really good. Oh really? Thanks. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll come back tomorrow for another.
Definitely.
Just the vibe. It's just the experience. Even when the bands, like the in stores are great because
they're great, yeah.
it breaks down the barrier between the stage and the fan, where they actually can see something different, unique, and they can get the autograph afterwards. They can interact with the band, and that experience you're not going to get at a large venue.
Yeah.
There's too many walls to prevent you from getting to the artist or getting to know the artist or just meet the artist, kind of thing. So.
One last question before we wrap up. Your store is part of the Coalition of Independent Music Stores. Can you tell me, I guess, for somebody who might not even know what that is, can you explain that?
Yeah, it's a group of stores that got together probably, I think, 12, 13 years ago to basically to share information, to share trade ways, to share buying deals, and just for support, in terms of like getting together and having people in the same boat, figuring out how to solve these problems, figuring out how to deal with the industry when the industry wasn't dealing with us, and then it's like, hey, we're still here, we're still doing good things, don't forget about where it started, kind of thing. So we now do distribution for bands, for artists, and we do digital, and we do promotions and marketing, and it's just the camaraderie of sharing information with each other.
Awesome. Cool. Was there anything you'd like to say in closing to anybody that might see this?
Hi, Mom.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you so much.